Imagine the roar of a packed stadium, thousands of fans screaming, all eyes glued to one man, Marcus Lattimore.
Gun, draw play, Lattimore.
Once heralded as the future of football, his every play was a step toward greatness.
10-5, touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Marcus Lattimore.
But in an instant, everything changed. What if I told you that the very moment Lattimore's destiny seemed brightest, it was also darkest? A shocking injury that left him on the brink of his dreams. A story of unthinkable tragedy and incredible resilience. How did a player with the world at his feet face such a devastating blow and rise again?
Felt like a nightmare. Just to be that close to your goal, what you've been, working so hard for your whole career, and just to have it cut away that quick.
Join us as we uncover the heart-wrenching and triumphant tale of Marcus Lattimore. This isn't just about football. It's a profound journey through pain, recovery, and redemption that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about greatness. Marcus Lattimore's journey began in the small town of Duncan, South Carolina. From a young age, it was clear that Lattimore was no ordinary athlete. Even in a state known for producing top-tier football talent, Lattimore stood out. His combination of speed, power, and vision on the field made him a force to be reckoned with, and it wasn't long before college scouts from across the country took notice. By the time he reached high school, Lattimore was already a local legend. But it wasn't just his physical prowess that set him apart. It was his work ethic, his discipline, and his ability to inspire those around him. Marcus was the kind of player who made everyone better, recalls his high school coach, Chris Miller. He didn't just lead by example. He led with heart, and Bobby Bentley, who also coached Lattimore at Burns High School, played a pivotal role in honing his skills and instilling the discipline that made him a standout player.
I've been fortunate, in my life to have great teachers in my life, great coaches, but, one person that stands out is my head coach in high school, and that's Bobby Bentley. He taught us way more than football. He taught us the game of life and how you win in life. He taught me trust. He taught me, accountability. Just to know that I've always got him to call on is very important.
He led the Burns High School Rebels to multiple state championships, racking up record-breaking stats along the way. His performances were the stuff of legend: 5 touchdowns in a single game, 100-yard rushes that left defenders grasping at air, and a work ethic that was second to none. Lattimore wasn't just playing the game. He was redefining what was possible on the football field. His prowess didn't go unnoticed. As a senior, Lattimore was named the National High School Player of the Year by ESPN, a prestigious honor that only confirmed what everyone in South Carolina already knew. Marcus Lattimore was destined for greatness. But with greatness came expectations that would follow Lattimore as he made the transition to college football. When it came time to choose a college, Lattimore had his pick of the nation's top programs. Offers poured in from football powerhouses like Alabama, Auburn, and Florida, each school eager to have him lead their offense. But Lattimore chose to stay close to home, committing to the University of South Carolina. For Gamecock fans, it was a dream come true.
It's great to be a Gamecock.
They had seen Lattimore's heroics on the high school field, and now they would have the chance to watch him take his talents to the collegiate level. Under the guidance of legendary head coach Steve Spurrier,
I think everybody senses why Marcus is the most popular player I think it's ever played. There's no question.
Lattimore wasted no time making his mark. As a freshman, he quickly established himself as one of the most dynamic running backs in the country. His combination of speed, agility, and sheer power made him nearly unstoppable, and he soon became the centerpiece of the Gamecocks offense. In his second career college football game, Lattimore rushed for over 180 yards and scored 2 touchdowns, leading the Gamecocks to victory against the Georgia Bulldogs. It was like watching a man among boys, said ESPN commentator Kirk Herbstreit. You knew right then that Marcus Lattimore was special, a performance that set the tone for what would be an extraordinary college career. By the end of Marcus Lattimore's freshman season, he had amassed 1,197 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns, earning him the SEC Freshman of the Year award and a place on the All-SEC first team. He was highly recognized for the prestigious Doak Walker Award, given annually to the nation's top running back. But Lattimore's success was about more than just individual accolades. He helped lead the Gamecocks to their first ever SEC East title and a berth in the SEC championship game. South Carolina football was on the rise, and Lattimore was the driving force behind it all. Fans and analysts alike began to whisper about the possibility of a Heisman Trophy in Lattimore's future, and some even speculated that he could be the top pick in the NFL draft when the time came. However, as Lattimore's star continued to rise, so too did the pressure. The expectations were enormous, and the weight of carrying an entire program on his shoulders began to take its toll. But through it all, Lattimore remained humble and focused, determined to do whatever it took to help his team succeed. Yet, the physical toll of carrying such a heavy workload began to show. Football is a brutal game, and for a player like Lattimore, who thrived on contact and fought for every yard, the risk of injury was ever present. Lattimore knew the dangers, but he wasn't one to shy away from a challenge. Every time he stepped onto the field, he gave everything he had, knowing that his next play could be his last. The 2011 season was supposed to be Lattimore's year. He entered the season as a Heisman Trophy candidate, and the Gamecocks were considered one of the favorites to win the SEC. But just 7 games into the season, disaster struck. In a game against Mississippi State, Lattimore suffered a torn ACL in his left knee. "I knew something was wrong the moment I saw him go down," said South Carolina head coach Steve Spurrier. "You could hear a pin drop in that stadium." A devastating injury that ended his sophomore season and cast doubt on his future in football. For many players, a torn ACL would have been the end of the road. But Lattimore was not like most players. He immediately set to work on his recovery, determined to return to the field stronger than ever. The road to recovery was long and grueling, but Lattimore attacked it with the same intensity and determination that had made him a star. His teammates rallied around him, and the entire South Carolina community lifted him up with their unwavering support. "We were all in this together," said Gamecocks quarterback Connor Shaw. "Marcus was our brother, and we weren't going to let him go through this alone." By the time the 2012 season rolled around, Lattimore was back, leading the Gamecocks to victory in their season opener against Vanderbilt. The ovation he received as he took the field was deafening. "It was like the entire state of South Carolina was behind him," said ESPN's Joe Tessitore. "You could feel the emotion in the air, and for a brief moment, it seemed like he had picked up right where he left off." He rushed for over 100 yards in each of his first 4 games, showing flashes of the brilliance that had made him one of the most feared running backs in the country. But then, in a game against Tennessee, tragedy struck again. This time, the injury was even more severe, a dislocated knee and extensive damage to multiple ligaments. The sight of Lattimore writhing in pain on the field was a gut-wrenching moment for anyone who had followed his career. For the second time in 2 years, his season was over, and the dream of a Heisman Trophy or an NFL career seemed to slip further out of reach. The injury was so severe that many wondered if Lattimore would ever be able to walk again, let alone play football. But if there was one thing everyone knew about Marcus Lattimore, it was that he didn't give up easily. Despite the severity of the injury, he vowed to return to the field. He underwent multiple surgeries and months of grueling rehab, all with the goal of making it back to the game he loved. Lattimore's determination was nothing short of inspirational, but the physical toll of his injuries was undeniable. The road to recovery was brutal. Lattimore faced months of painful physical therapy, multiple surgeries, and the mental strain of knowing that his football career was hanging by a thread. The uncertainty of his future weighed heavily on him, and there were times when even the indomitable Lattimore questioned whether he could make it back. But through it all, Lattimore remained focused on his goal. He was determined not just to return to the field, but to prove to everyone that he was still the same player who had once been considered the best running back in the country. His work ethic was unmatched. He spent hours in the gym every day, pushing his body to its limits in an effort to regain the strength and explosiveness that had made him a star. Despite the severity of his injuries, Lattimore declared for the NFL draft in 2013. It was a bold move, but Lattimore believed in his ability to overcome the odds. Lattimore's determination caught the attention of NFL teams, and on April 27, 2013, he was drafted in the 4th round with the 131st overall pick by the San Francisco 49ers. It was a dream come true, but Lattimore knew the real work was just beginning.
It really hasn't even hit me yet, the realization that I'm in the NFL. I still feel like I'm in college, but once I get there, I feel like it'll hit me, but it's just a blessing, man, just to even be in this position. I'm going to take advantage of it right when I get out there.
The 49ers took a cautious approach with Lattimore, placing him on the non-football injury list to allow him more time to rehab. Lattimore's return to the field in 2013 was nothing short of miraculous. After everything he had been through, just being able to walk onto the practice field was a victory in itself. But Lattimore was not content with just walking. He wanted to play. He wanted to show the world that he was still the same player who had once dominated the SEC. But as much as Lattimore wanted to believe that he was back to his old self, the reality was different. The injuries had taken their toll, and Lattimore was no longer the same explosive, dominant player he had once been. His speed and agility were diminished, and he struggled to regain the form that had made him a star. Despite his best efforts, it became clear that Lattimore would never be the same player he once was. The physical toll of his injuries was too great, and after consulting with doctors and his family, he made the difficult decision to retire from football in 2014. It was a heartbreaking end to a career that had once seemed destined for greatness. For Lattimore, the decision to retire was one of the hardest things he had ever done. Football had been his life for as long as he could remember, and letting go of that dream was incredibly difficult. But Lattimore knew that it was the right decision, not just for his physical health, but for his future as well.
Right after I retired, I thought about, did I make the right decision? Just as any human being would. But, I know I made the right decision.
After Marcus Lattimore made the heart-wrenching decision to retire from football, he faced a new kind of challenge, one that was not about physical strength or athletic ability, but about finding a new identity beyond the game that had defined him for so long. The transition from athlete to civilian life is never easy, especially when it comes abruptly and under such difficult circumstances. For Lattimore, it was a time of deep reflection, soul-searching, and ultimately reinvention. In the immediate aftermath of his retirement, Lattimore struggled with a sense of loss. Football had been more than just a game to him. It had been his passion, his purpose, and the source of his identity. Without it, he felt adrift, unsure of who he was was or what he was meant to do next. The dreams of NFL stardom that had once seemed so certain were now gone, replaced by an uncertain future. But as difficult as this period was, it also provided Lattimore with an opportunity to grow in ways he had never imagined. He began to explore new interests, seeking out opportunities to learn and grow in areas that had nothing to do with football. He enrolled in classes at the University of South Carolina, eager to continue his education and prepare himself for a new chapter in his life.
I'm going back. I'm study trauma, study some psychology, sociology. I just want to learn as much as I can to bring back to this state and, help as many people as I can.
Lattimore also began to explore opportunities in coaching and mentoring, using his own experiences to help guide and inspire the next generation of athletes. One of the most significant moments in Lattimore's post-football life came when he was offered the chance to return to the University of South Carolina as a director of player development. In this role, Lattimore was responsible for mentoring current football players, helping them navigate the pressures of college athletics and preparing them for life after football. It was a role that suited him perfectly, allowing him to draw on his own experiences and use them to make a positive impact on others. Lattimore's work as a mentor quickly earned him widespread praise. He was known for his compassionate approach, always taking the time to listen to players' concerns and offer thoughtful advice. He became a trusted figure within the Gamecock football program, someone players could turn to not just for guidance on the field, but for support in all aspects of their lives. But Lattimore's impact extended far beyond the football field. He became a sought-after speaker, sharing his story of resilience and perseverance with audiences across the country. His message was clear: no matter what obstacles you face, you have the power to overcome them. Lattimore's speeches resonated with people from all walks of life, inspiring them to push through their own challenges and never give up on their dreams. In August 2013, Lattimore took another significant step in his journey by founding the Marcus Lattimore Foundation. The foundation was created with the goal of providing resources and support to young athletes, particularly those from underserved communities. Through the foundation, Lattimore was able to give back to the community that had supported him throughout his career, offering scholarships, mentorship programs, and other forms of assistance to help young athletes achieve their goals. Lattimore's foundation quickly became a force for good in the community, helping countless young people pursue their dreams. His work was recognized by both local and national organizations, earning him numerous awards and accolades. But for Lattimore, the real reward was the knowledge that he was making a difference in the lives of others. As the years went by, Lattimore continued to find new ways to make a positive impact. In 2018, he took on a new challenge, becoming the head football coach at Heathwood Hall Episcopal School in Columbia, South Carolina. For Lattimore, coaching at the high school level was an opportunity to return to his roots and help shape the next generation of athletes. As a coach, Lattimore was known for his emphasis on character and personal development, as much as on athletic performance. He understood better than anyone that success in football was about more than just physical talent. It was about hard work, discipline, and a strong moral compass. He instilled these values in his players, encouraging them to strive for excellence not just on the field, but in all aspects of their lives. Lattimore's coaching style quickly earned him the respect of his players and colleagues. He was not a coach who relied on intimidation or harsh criticism. Instead, he led by example, showing his players what it meant to be a true leader. His players responded to his approach, and under his guidance, the Heathwood Hall football program began to thrive. But coaching was not just about winning games for Lattimore. It was about helping his players grow into responsible, well-rounded individuals. He made it a point to get to know each of his players personally, understanding their unique challenges and helping them navigate the ups and downs of high school life. Lattimore's impact on his players went far beyond the football field, shaping them into young men who would go on to succeed in whatever path they chose. Lattimore's journey from high school football phenom to college star, to injured athlete, to mentor and coach, is a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of finding purpose beyond the game. He has taken the lessons he learned through his own struggles and used them to make a positive impact on the lives of others. Lattimore's story is one of redemption, not just in the traditional sense of overcoming adversity, but in the way he has redefined success for himself. While his football career may not have ended the way he once envisioned, Lattimore has found a new sense of fulfillment in his work as a mentor, coach, and community leader. In many ways, Marcus Lattimore's greatest achievements have come not on the football field, but in the way he has used his experiences to help others. He has shown that success is not just about achieving personal goals, but about making a difference in the lives of others. Lattimore's journey is a powerful reminder that no matter what challenges we face, we all have the ability to overcome them and find a new sense of purpose. As Marcus Lattimore continues to build his legacy, he remains a beloved figure in South Carolina and beyond. His story has inspired countless people, both within the world of sports and outside of it. He has become a symbol of resilience, perseverance, and the power of a positive attitude. He remains a passionate advocate for young people.
I don't take it for granted. A kid just came up to me with a picture of him and I from 2013. And I mean, he was a small kid. He has a picture of it. He says, I'm a role model. He says how much I've made an impact on his life.
Always looking for ways to give back to the community that has given him so much. As we reflect on Marcus Lattimore's journey, we are reminded that no matter what obstacles we face, we all have the power to overcome them and find a new sense of purpose. Lattimore's story is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of finding meaning in our lives beyond personal achievement. There is no doubt that Marcus Lattimore will continue to be a force for good in the world.
Bringing a little bit of cheer to them. I mean, most of those guys lost everything in the flood. I mean, probably never been through anything like that. I haven't been through anything like that, and I've been living longer than they have, and it makes you feel good knowing that you're helping somebody else that needs it.
In the end, Marcus Lattimore's greatest legacy may not be the touchdowns he scored or the awards he won, but the lives he has touched and the positive impact he has made on the world. And for that, he will always be remembered as a true champion, both on and off the field.